This is Rob Carbone, and you're listening to BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis.
Barrett from shake and bake, hits a three. That's alive in the crowd with Barrett 5 on the 24. Barrett previously in the air ball. The drive, the lane, backs him home. Gets it back, keeps it out there. Barrett for three. RJ Barrett from Dallas. Quick trigger three. Gets another triple. Looking for more. Look for the buzzer. Now it's gone. J.R. Smith from way downtown at the buzzer. Novak, good open look. Puts it in. Into Ewing. That'll make the garden more.
Ewing facing a double team, but still was able to hit.
Smith to finish. And the foul. Novak, good open look. Puts it in. Excellent ball move.
Houston ducks under. Got it! With 8 tenths left.
What is going on, guys? This is Rob Carbone coming at you with another episode of BD4, where there is no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. Hope everybody is doing well. You know, pretty much the same old routine. We're still in quarantine. Same shit. A night-to-night basis. There's nothing new to talk about in terms of just, making ground or gaining ground and getting sports back. So, yeah, it sucks. But we're keeping busy here on BD4, just diving into some prospects in the NBA draft, which whenever that may be. Starting with the late first round, second round prospects, and eventually we're going to, pretty soon I would think, we're going to make our way down to the lottery guys. We've been on this late first, second round portion of of our scouting report for quite a while. We've dove into a bunch of prospects already. I think we're over 10, so I'm probably getting near 15. So, eventually we're going to head down to the lottery and head up and talk about the more important, closer to stardom type of prospects. And we're going to get there soon. But Tre Jones tonight, still on these late first, second round guys. And Tre Jones from Duke is who we're going to touch on tonight and break him down a little bit. Talk about why he may or may not be a great fit for the Knicks. So I actually spent earlier today, I not really caught up. I caught one more episode of The Last Dance. I'm behind, so I watched episode 4, trying to catch up a little bit, and it's good. From what I've heard, it was 5 and 6. One of episode 5 and 6 is about a lot of the focus is on how the Bulls defeat the Knicks, right, in the mid '90s. So that's going to be fun for me to watch. But I hear one of those episodes is also on Kobe Bryant, which, rest in peace. That's going to be a very emotional one for me to watch. And, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I've got to catch up. I'm only on episode 4, just finished episode 4. So, this Sunday is the final one. Right? I think episodes 9 and 10 this Sunday. Or do we have 8 and 9? I'm not sure. I think we're on 9 and 10 though. So I got to catch up, regardless. And that's really all I've been doing. All I've been doing is just working on the pod and catching up on certain TV shows. And eating, of course. But, yeah. There's nothing going on. It's same shit. So let's head to break, and when we get back, we're gonna head right into the Tre Jones scouting report. All right. Hey fellas, really quick, I just want to remind you, in order to subscribe to BD4, to subscribe to my blog, and to follow me on social media, all you have to do is go to my website. That's it. Just go to n nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com/connect. Once again, that is nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com/connect. Once there, guys, that will display all of my information. Where to subscribe to the podcast, how to subscribe to my blog, and where to follow me on social media. Guys, thank you so much, and let's get back to the show. He's got a brother in the NBA. I think his name's fucking, hope I'm not mispronouncing it, Tyus Jones. Plays for the Timberwolves, I'm pretty sure. I don't know much about him, but I do know he got drafted. Or was he an undrafted? I don't even know, but I know he's in the NBA. Some people like to compare him to his brother, but yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely not my favorite prospect. I don't think he has a lot of upside. I think it's more a decent floor. 2-year starter at Duke as their point guard, 6'3", 185 pounds, 20 years old. Actually just turned 20 in January, so still very young. And this past season, he made a nice jump from his freshman season to sophomore, averaging 16 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Did so on an okay efficiency line of 42%, 36%, and 77%, taking 13 shots per game, 4 3-point attempts per game, and 5 free throw attempts. Rounded off, of course. Defensively, collected 1.8 steals and 0.3 blocks, and did all of this across 29 games for 35 minutes per night. So I think he might be a backup. He's definitely going to be a backup point guard at best. I think there's a chance he's just a reserve point guard. A low end rotation player with a better floor than an upside, I would say. And I think the Knicks could still use him. Likely late first, but I want to say he's probably going to be second round, if anything, at best late first. So Tre Jones is he's decent, but I don't know. Nothing really screams out at me. But the strengths here. I'm sorry, I'm tired. If I'm yawning a lot, this video keeps freezing. I don't know why, but every night we do the feed, I have to pause it and fix the video. Every night we do the podcast, I've got to pause it and fix the video feed. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try to figure this out. All right, so we're good. Yeah. Not much jumps out at you, but I think that the main strengths here in Tre Jones' game is defense and playmaking. For his defense, he was known for perimeter defending. A very good defender in college. Actually won the ACC Defensive Player of the Year this past season, and Player of the Year in the ACC as well. He upped his numbers pretty dramatically from his freshman to sophomore season. The points took a big jump, the assists per game as well, the defensive rebounds per game. The free throw attempts took a big jump, 3-point percentage, and the volume of 3-pointers went up as well. So that's pretty impressive that he increased the volume of threes while improving his efficiency from downtown as well. So I think a lot of that had to do with he kind of benefited being the starting point guard without R.J. Barrett, Zion Williamson, and even Cam Reddish getting the ball time. He had more time to do what he wanted, more freedom out there. And they were still a decent team. So he had a much better year because he was the lone guy who jumped his usage rate. And again, yes, a great defender. Averaged 1.8 steals per game, which was 6th in the ACC this past season. And overall, in 65 games at Duke, he collected 120 steals, which is good, very good. A smart defender, guys. He's a good point of attack defender, especially in pick and roll. He's an excellent defensive playmaker, when he's on the perimeter defending ball handlers and pick and roll. He'll pressure the ball, gets a lot of steals, very pesty, very pest-like defensively, just going to make you work. Does a good job fighting over, and through ball screens. So he can do, you know, a pretty decent job navigating around the screen, and a good job recovering on screens too. When he's screened off, he does a pretty good job recovering and getting back to his man. And a good job contesting from the side and contesting from behind if he is blown by, initially. Really tired tonight. I don't know why I'm out of breath. Good on rotations. He's good on closeouts. Communicates pretty well. So he's a good overall team defender. He can do all the things that all the intangibles that you want from your team point guard, your point guard. And he moves pretty well laterally. So he's got some quickness that benefits his defensive game when he's out on the perimeter. So defense and passing. Again, playmaking is his number one strength offensively. He's an accurate passer, if anything. Sometimes more on the safe side. Doesn't really take those risks to make the flashy pass when needed. But still a very accurate passer. He'll hit his targets. He can hit the target on the move well, pretty good. So just good all around there. A good decision maker, just a solid floor general. He can propel a struggling offense to get them going again. And that's big. He's got a high IQ. He's smart and unselfish. So somebody who can come off the bench, be a little bit of a spark plug. His shot selection, his passing selection, just shit like that is very smart, very good. He knows what he's doing. He's efficient out there with, when the ball is in his hands. He's very timely, knows where his teammates are, on the floor. He knows where to hit his guys. He's got good chemistry with his teammates. He'll find them in transition very often. Good transition passer. So good playmaker, good defender, and, a pretty good ball handler as well. Solid handles, nothing outstanding, but pretty crafty with it. Sneaky, quick off the bounce. He'll create for others by using that craft and quickness, to attack gaps and kick it out to open shooters, doing so like that. So he can bring you a good penetrating drive and kick game, or use screens to find open men as well. So that's pretty much it. He does, he was praised by his teammates a lot, just, for being a good leader. He's guys love him in the locker room. He loves his guys. He's a fan favorite over at Duke, especially since the big three left and he was the main guy there. So listen, I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. I don't know. I just feel like there's not too much. There's not too much there to like. Good defense, good passing, but I feel like the Knicks in this draft should focus on getting their their point guard, playmaker of the future, which should come in the lotto. And then with their next two picks, 27 and 38, I think, they should be focused on getting, guys with upside or good shooters there. So I don't know. Tre Jones isn't that intriguing to me. Just some of the weaknesses are pretty glaring too, in my opinion. He's got just a bad blend of mediocre athleticism and size. So, despite his height, weight, and length being pretty, small and underwhelming, he's not athletic. You would expect him to be quick, being that small, but he's pretty underwhelming in the athleticism category for a 6'3", buck-80 guard with an average wingspan. Poor finisher at the rim this past season. He shot just 43% in the RA, and that's due to that lack of size and lack of vertical pop. So, yeah, I don't know. And of course, the size is going to limit him defensively as well. He's not going to be a very switchable defender just because of that, that weak frame. And the last but not least, I've got that his shooting's a couple things here. His shooting still needs work. Despite the improvement, he's still a bit inconsistent from the three-point line, from the elbow. He's still a little up and down there. And the numbers, despite improvement, still are pretty average in terms of his shooting ability. I don't think that's, it's a decent release. But I'm not sure how great of a shooter he can become. And then his last weakness, his pick and roll play, if anything, is, like most things in his game, is pretty average. It's pretty, it's nothing that'll stand out. But listen, guys, all in all, I may not be extremely high on Tre Jones, but I still think he's a good winning player that would, benefit the Knicks regardless. I don't think they should take him in their first round. in the first round. I think if he falls to 38, then I'd take him there with that second round pick. But who knows? I've heard some Shane Larkin comparisons. I think that's a little too harsh. I want to say he's more like, actually, ironically enough, he's more like an Elfrid Payton, um, offensively with a little bit of Patrick Beverly on defense. Not the mentality, but just the way he plays defense. He's a pest and he'll go for the ball. So I've heard a couple of comparisons. And again, just a reserve point guard, I want to say, low end rotation player who might spend some time in the G League, up and down throughout his career. I don't think he's going to have a tremendous impact on the team, but I think he can bring some winning intangibles. So, a short episode tonight, guys. I don't want to go too long. I'm very tired. Had a long day. And yeah, that's it. That's Tre Jones. And, he is what he is. I don't think he's probably, of all the prospects we've dove into so far, probably my least favorite, but that's not to say I don't like him. I still think he'll be okay. But yeah, that's that, guys. 6'3", 185 pounds, 20-year-old Tre Jones from Duke. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to like us, subscribe to us, and all that fun stuff. So, thanks, guys, so much for stopping by on BD4, where there is no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. Hope everybody liked it. Hope everybody's enjoying their their lockdown. And if you're watching these episodes or listening to a podcast, I appreciate that. So thank you, guys, and that's going to do it for me. Your host, Rob Carbone, episode 121 of BD4.